With a record number of asylum seekers arriving in Australia this year, the Gillard government's struggling to stop the growth in people smuggling. Next week, Julia Gillard's due to head to Indonesia to discuss the issue with President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. But now there are new allegations of Indonesian police involvement. In vision obtained by the ABC, in a joint investigation with Australia's Fairfax media, a people smuggler alleges that Indonesian police have helped clear the way for asylum seekers to be put on boats heading for Australia. Indonesia correspondent George Roberts is in Jakarta. George, the exclusive video you've uncovered shows people smuggler Freddie Ambon selling his people smuggling services. What do we know about Mr. Ambon?
Well, Mr. Ambon is a notorious smuggler who's been in the market for a number of years. His name has been floating around in people smuggling circles for a while. In his admission that he was involved in that tragedy last year on the 21st of June, when a boat sank with more than 200 people on board and ultimately ended in about 96 asylum seekers dying, we understand that he was about a second or third tier operative who was running the effective logistics, organising the boats, etc. for someone else. We understand his boss in that case was a guy called Nana, and perhaps a relative of his called Jahwed Mahmud, or Hassan Bilu as he's also known. He's since been arrested. So now it's possible that Freddie has moved up in the market with the boss having been removed. He claims to send about 2 or 3 boats with 50 people on board each month to Australia. So if he kept up that strike rate for the past year, then he could have been responsible, if his boasting is to be believed, in sending about 1,800 people to Australia.
In the video, Mr. Ambon guarantees safe passage out of Indonesia by bribing police up to $20,000 per group of asylum seekers. How shocking are these claims?
Well, it's not really shocking for people who live in Indonesia and see the amount of corruption here day to day. There's also been a lot of allegations against police dating back, probably a decade, that they've been involved in some way, shape or form in people smuggling in previous operations that have failed, and obviously ones that have also been successful. But there hasn't ever been a prosecution, as far as I'm aware, of any police. There have been prosecutions of military members who've been involved in shepherding or escorting the asylum seekers down to the coast and helping them get on boats, and indeed even organising the boats themselves and organising the crew. But as far as the police go, they've been relatively untouched. So this is the first time that we've got some solid evidence of an active people smuggler who says that he is paying off police, that he has their full cooperation in some areas, and that they are key in helping the boats leave and head off to Australia.
The police HQ will escort the boat. Perhaps Irfan has told you. I'm a former police officer. Don't ask which unit. I'm a former policeman. This is just for you to know. But it means there is no problem, bro. There is no problem. Yeah, Ankol Beach. It's also guarded by police, my men.
And how have Indonesian authorities responded to this report?
Well, we're still trying to get a response from the ministers responsible. We're also trying to get a reasonable response from the police. The head of the People Smuggling Task Force, or the director of the Division of Police, which covers the People Smuggling Task Force, a guy called Heri Prastowo, said yesterday that he was unaware of the allegations and that he would make internal inquiries. An underling of his has told us today that he is seeking information about this, while other police spokesmen have categorically denied it and said that nothing of this sort happens. So we're going to press on and see what information we can find out, and if indeed any internal inquiry does happen.
Indonesia correspondent George Roberts in Jakarta.